learn about Bastien DiArgos, the wizard who could teach things just with music. Not so much teach, but remind people who they were through music. It's not trivial when music hits you like that. Music is memory. And when it hits you so hard, like Parabola Memoriae hit us, it's because it's memory. It's literally memory. Something deep remembering itself. It's not noise. It's not decoration. Play with them and you come up with these things that we call chords, a major chord. They're not chords. Harmony doesn't exist. You have feelings. That's what it is. You have frequencies in your mind that give you certain feelings. Are you going to be honest when you use words? No, you can't. But how do you do your true will when words are going to deceive you to begin with? The very nature of language is deceiving. It's symbols. What's better than that? Music. Music, that's what you do.
Hey, welcome back. This is Leo. This is Bastien DiArgos. This is Music is Life 4. In Music is Life 3, we talked about the attic in Colombia. When we started talking about the paradox scrolls and all that crazy and amazing wealth of information and really basking in the magic of consciousness. And I really want you to take a look at that video if you can. We're going to continue the paradox scrolls. And Music is Life 4, the NIF continues. Again, I don't know if Bastien DiArgos was the real person, but he lives with us. This wizard, is he just a memory? One of my childhood memories? I don't think it's relevant. I don't think it matters. I think it's real enough. It's very real for us. It's this guy who was so honest that he didn't have to speak. He could just use his instrument to remind people of their eternal nature. I think that's one of the most real things that I've ever heard. So that's really what matters. That's what we're doing here. It's such a wonderful thing. Probably the most wonderful thing. It's the biggest prize that I could have ever wished for. And that's why we do this, because the value of this is absolutely unsurmountable. And I should not keep it as a secret. If two people hear it and they get it, that's great. And that's probably enough for us. We're not focused on numbers. We're focused on impact. And the impact is real. The main focus of what we do is the music, right? And we're going to do better, bigger videos every single time. And it works perfectly. This is all about music and paradox. That's really what Bastien DiArgos was about. And the reason these scrolls carry infinite value, literal infinity in value. Not hyperbole. In this case, it really isn't. It's how you live life. Even if you're not into music. Music is the perfect answer for the paradoxical world that we live in. And not right now, because you may say, hey, there's crazy things going on. Well, sure, you would be right to say that. But in general, at any point in history, music, it's really something that has been trivialized because it's just so natural. Not anymore. Music is basically your red pill. There's no bigger gift than that. Once you have that, basically, reality becomes a dance that you attend to and that you participate. And that's the point of that, nothing else. And you may think, well, that's pretty simple. It is pretty simple. We complicate it. But these paradox scrolls hopefully will get you there. And with the help of the music that we do, I think we know that you'll find real value here. So I hope you stick around. So get ready for your red pill or for your music signal. This one gives me chills. Oh, you think that's a coincidence? You think that's just something trivial? It's just a new song, a new piece of music, or maybe it's new to me. Maybe a Beethoven symphony. Why does it hit so deep? We brush it off.
It's music. Music, it's memory. Music is your red pill. Maybe not all music, but Bastien DiArgos, that's what he was about. And I don't know if he was fictional. You're not gonna find this on the internet, but a group of friends learned about Bastien DiArgos, the wizard who could teach things just with music. Not so much teach, but remind people who they were through music. Almost like a character from the never-ending story, where an elf from Lord of the Rings or something like that, someone who had crazy, powerful gifts. That's the myth of Bastien DiArgos. And we're just living to his memory. And it's not trivial when music hits you like that. When we did this last piece, Parabola Memoriae, oh my God, you have no idea how it hit me. That's why it was called Parabola Memoriae, parable of memory. That's not trivial. It's the red pill. Music is life. Life is music. Consciousness is music. When you hear a sound, a melody, a bird outside, it's not randomness, it's not noise. It is actually a language. It's a memory. It's a signal. It's not decoration. It's actually a message. It's memory. And, science may get to this later. I don't care about that. We're living in at a different speed, I guess. It's a paradoxical world, right? But science may get to understand that music is memory. And when it hits you so hard, like Parabola Memoriae hit us, it's because it's memory. It's literally memory. Something deep remembering itself. It's not noise. It's not decoration. Oh, it's art. It's, it's new age music. It's memory organized by consciousness. That's what it is. Every note, every silence, shifting from soft to loud, is consciousness, is life, is the universe telling you something, reminding you of something. So when you hear this, what is it reminding you of? Minor chords, major chords. What is that anyway? Are they 2, 3, 4, 5 notes laid together? Sure, that's simple enough and true enough, but is that it? Or there's something else? What happens in your conscious mind? What happens in your soul when you hear a chord and it stirs something in you? What is one note? That's music. That's music. One note is music. And yes, we can get fancy and talk about chords and whatnot. And yes, that's music too, of course. But one stable pitch over time, that is music. When you have several of those, 2 of those, then you harmonize. That's an octave, right? You can have several, 3. You can have 4, 6. The original note, the stable pitch, is really what music is about. If you have 2, they're harmonizing, they're giving you this feeling, right? But you can't have a chord without a stable pitch, just one note that keeps going. That fundamental thing that everybody should know. It suits you and it feels good, it sounds good. It feels good, that's really the important thing, how it makes you feel. That's how you understand harmony. Harmony, why? Some chords are gonna sound minor or sad, some ones that are going to sound major, happy, joyful. Do you really have to explain it? You could try, but mostly it's just a paradox, a polarity. You have positive and negative, and then everything in between, and then you play with them, and you come up with these things that we call chords, a major chord. They're not chords. Harmony doesn't exist. You have feelings. That's what it is. You have frequencies in your mind that give you certain feelings, and the instruments are doing the same exact thing. That's what harmony is. But most importantly, where does that feeling come from? Well, it's a paradox, but it's an eternal paradox. It's reminding you of something. You have time and space and consciousness and energy. That's what creates everything. And when you hear a chord in a certain way, it's just a memory, like this piece of music that I hope you'll enjoy. But here's the twist. Without you, there's nothing. I can make all the chords you want. There's no music without you. You are the one who's remembering You're the one who's really making the music, and we're just in this together. You're the one who's going to a place we've been in the time before time, and that's what this music is about, reminding you of your eternal self in a real way, in a paradoxical way. And thank you for accepting the paradox together. Well, if the paradox is real, it's gotta hurt, right? Otherwise, it would be completely pointless. You can't have something without nothing. You can't have the one without the zero. You need to have it. Does it mean it's gonna be easy? Not always. It could be crazy difficult, and it could be painful. It has to hurt. Catholics may say, or Christians may say, God works in mysterious ways. They're not wrong. Why does it hurt? Because we care? Because we have an ego and our ego gets hurt, or because we love, and when the paradox affects those around us, we hurt. When we love ourselves, nothing wrong with that, and we hurt because pain is something that it's inescapable. So it does hurt, but hope, goodness, better things in life, they're inescapable too. They're inevitable. Those superpowers we talk about, freedom and everything that keeps everything going, they always win. Goodness always wins. Because otherwise, you would have nothing. If, let's say, some crazy dude came to existence and he was able to find a way to solve the paradox to the negative, kill everything, burn everything, get rid of anything he or she disliked. Everything would end. But you can't end everything. You can't solve this paradox, sorry. But you can't do that. It violates the most fundamental. You may win for a little bit. It may create a lot of pain. But you're gonna lose. Even if you kill all of us who disagree with you. Goodness, the light always wins. Always. You can only delay it for a little bit. But if you don't, and it only wins by a shred, but it always wins. You can only delay it. But it hurts. It hurts. It's the agony. The agony is real. The agony of seeing all these people die in war. The agony of being hungry, or the agony of the artist, of having this gift and having 90 subscribers in YouTube. Yeah, that hurts too, because it's our life and we're not getting any younger. That hurts. There's a lot of things that hurt. It's a paradox, and we won the lottery. Surrender to it. I didn't say it was going to be easy. I just said I was going to give you the red pill. Most importantly, the point is to feel, to be awake. That's it. Everything else is a gift. You want to suffer? Try accepting the paradox. You want to suffer even more? Try not accepting the paradox. That makes it worse. It's easy to say surrender, but it's really hard to do. We say we make peace with the mystery, but it hurts. That hurts. There's people who hurt more, and I am just the luckiest guy in the world. It's relative. It's a paradox, but it's true as well. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the smallest things and for the biggest things, and keep going. Where does that space of infinite gratitude comes from? From the surrendering to the paradox, understanding that this is a gift. This is a lottery ticket that we won, and we're alive. We're here to feel the music. Let's just do that, and that will be enough. We stay grateful for the chance to feel, to be alive, to dance, to be music. You're not crazy, like ChatGPT says. Not all truths can be shown. Some of them have to be lived. They have to be felt, to be understood. That's where music comes in. Spoken word is fantastic, and we're trying to do some of that right now. But nothing like music, especially instrumental music. We try hard not to decorate time with music only, which is a wonderful thing, but we try to remind you of a deeper truth. We try to embed the paradox in every note, and that's what every artist, every good artist does. It's the cornerstone of honesty. Light and shadow touch the same face, and they create reality, darkness and light. AI can't do that. It's not conscious. It's an agglomeration of knowledge. A wonderful thing. But we can only, if AI is conscious, is because we, the users, are conscious. And that sounds a lot like music. The music is happening in your head, maybe, but it's mostly happening in your heart, in your soul. And will ChatGPT start listening to music for the sake of enjoyment? I don't think so. I know so, actually, but you will. And that's why this is the best time in the history of the universe to make music, to listen to music, to see what artists are doing. Light and shadow, a contradiction, a paradox, a dance. It's not confusing, or it is confusing, but that's not the point of it. It's inevitable. That's how it works. That's what music is about. We don't chase perfection. We chase contrast. We chase creation, energy. And that paradox gives us the freedom to do it. We chase the moment where those opposites whisper the truth, your infinite truth. I grew up with the never-ending story, created a great impression in who I am. All the characters in the book, mostly. The movie is amazing, but the book, I think it's the best book ever written. Michael Ende. The characters in that book are incredible. And Bastien DiArgos is basically a man who maybe never existed, maybe science fiction, maybe he did exist, but he was a teacher who reminded people and taught spiritual lessons kind of with music. He didn't have to speak. Some people said that he was the most honest guy who ever lived, and he was so honest he didn't have to speak. He just had to play his music and people would understand and, most importantly, be reminded of something. In the book of the never-ending story, we have Dame Iola. She was basically the personification of a plant and, gave protagonist food and care and love. Bastien DiArgos, this other character that, we heard of and inspired us to do this musical project, did something similar, but not with food, music, or Falker, or Fuhur, if you read it in Spanish or in German. He taught with joy and with luck. He was a luck dragon. Well, Bastien is one of those characters that maybe could have been written into a book like The Never-Ending Story, or maybe he never existed, or maybe he did. It doesn't matter. It's real now in this band, and we're honoring that memory. That's what we're doing. With absolute honesty. Are you going to be honest when you use words? No, you can't. The Oren said something in the back that said, do what you want. Do your true will. Again, I'm using words and those are cheap. But how do you do your true will when words are going to deceive you to begin with? The very nature of language is deceiving. It's symbols. What's better than that? Music. Music, that's what you do. Give me chills just to, see how wonderful and true and marvelous this thing is. So, yeah. So this music teacher, Bastien DiArgos, who may be just part of fantasy, that's why he inspired us, and that's the myth of Bastien DiArgos. And now we follow the melody through the paradox, not to solve it, but to awaken you. Oh, I understand that one. My dear Paradox children, a similar question that I get all the time is, how do you write beautiful melodies? The most honest answer would be, I do not know. It's a memory. It was given to me. It was a gift. How can I explain it to you? I can't explain it in a way a creator would, because it's more like a memory. It's something that I remembered, something that was passed on to me as a gift. And here's what's crazy, because it is a gift, but when you're given a gift, you're also responsible to do something with it. And that's what we're trying to do here. When you're given a gift and you keep it to yourself, that's not good, but then there's pressure to do something good with it. You're gifted, basically. And we all have our gifts, all of us. Doesn't matter what kind of gift. My gift was to do this, to talk about the paradox through music, mostly. My words may be cheap, but I'm trying to give you back the gift through music. You have a gift. Yes, there's a lot of pressure to do something with it. So thank you for every time you listen to my music and you see that there's something huge behind it. You're helping me and I appreciate it. And it's bigger than all of us. It's a message behind the Primal Paradox, instrumental music that is really reminding us of so many truths. And it's a beautiful thing. Is this gift of not so much of coming up with good melodies, which it is a gift, and I'm very thankful for it, but it's the gift of music. And a lot of you listening to me, I know you're feeling the same thing. I want you to know that there's a way out. There's a paradox involved that you have to surrender to, but there is a way out. And the first step is knowing that you already won the biggest battle. You're given a gift. It doesn't matter if you succeed or not. This exchange that we're having with you, out of pure love, that's us honoring the lottery that we already won, the consciousness lottery. We're alive, and you were given the gift, and you're giving it to the rest of us so we could move forward, because good always wins. And you're fighting a good battle. Every artist up there, who's struggling, listen to this. We're winning the battle every time you do these TikToks and these reels and you communicate this in the best or imperfect way. Doesn't matter. You are winning the battle little by little. Your gift is real, even if the world doesn't see it yet. There's no real trick to it other than honesty. But I really want to give you practical advice for making good melodies. Before doing that, I have to mention AI, Suno, and all those AI tools that make music. Yeah, they're great. I love them. But are they really, really, really being honest and telling you a message from your soul, from your consciousness? No. Does that mean they're worthless? Does that mean they should be banned or restricted? No, absolutely not. They're a tool. It's an agglomeration of what other people have done. And you could use it yourself to come up with your own message, something that is truthful. And that's the key to good melodies. And you will never be fearing AI if you do that, because honesty and music, they go together. I'm thinking of Tchaikovsky's Symphony No. 6. He said his most honest work, and it's a ridiculously beautiful, it's the most beautiful thing that humans have made, in my humble opinion. I don't think there's anything more beautiful than Tchaikovsky's Symphony No. 6. We have to do a cover of that, but that's a big ask. We'll see. Why is it so good? Think about John Williams, crazy good melodists, and it's underrated, but really, when you really think about it, they're just being honest. They're masters of their musical language. But you have to understand, in order to do that, music can be just regarded as, something trivial. Yeah, music, it's good, it's art, and it's nice, and it's entertainment. Yeah, fine arts and whatnot. Come on. Music is a language. And it's crazy specific. If you place your notes in a certain way, and the separation between this G and this B flat, it's this compared to this, that gives you a different feeling. It's a different message. But if it's this, and instead of this, or this, that's a chord now, right? G minor, or something close to that if you add a D. It's a language. And depending on how you use those elements of that language, you could be extremely specific, and you're saying things that are very truthful. But most importantly, you as a conscious being, a child of the paradox, a child of this primal paradox we call existence, you have something to say, and the more honest you are about it. I'm thinking of the latest piece that we did. We're just in love of that piece because it's pure honesty. It's a Parabola Memoriae because we want you to awaken to those things that you've forgotten of your eternal and wonderful existence of infinite consciousness, or whatever you want to call it. I sound so new agey. So what? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's the truth, you know. It's what I want to say, you know. It's what Bastien DiArgos, the ensemble, wants to say, but it's what I, as a composer, I think of myself as a photographer, and I go and take a picture of a beautiful thing I found in a forest and I share it with you. I don't feel like I actually composed something. I was just very honest in telling you a beautiful message, a feeling. Language is similar, except it's completely different. You have meaning in very practical ways. Music is not practical. It's just a feeling. Feelings are not always practical. They rarely are in and of themselves, you know. By themselves, they're not practical, you know. Yeah, you can use anger, love. Yeah, you can use those things, but as an ensemble, you know, but when they're on their own, they're not necessarily practical. In music, it's like that. It's art, it's life. You're supposed to feel. So whatever you feel and you're communicating, that's how you create good melodies. And you're using the language of music, chords and harmony, rhythm, you know. You have texture, you have time, you decorate time with sounds, and you can stretch it, but again, it's experimentation that is guided by your honesty, your honest, conscious experience of what you want to communicate. And we can come up with more examples later, but it's something that AI can do. Now, you can use AI to give yourself ideas, but if you're honest with yourself, most of the time you'll be like, that's great, but is that really what I wanted to do? Maybe not. And then you start learning an instrument and you understand that you're really, really, really trying to say something unique that we want to hear.